Class of 2022 with our first induction in life. I'd like to call up Jane Barber.
Good evening, and congratulations to all the inductees. It is my pleasure to introduce Jack and Thelma Bronx into the Terrier Hall of Fame. The Bronx only had one child, Heidi, and she was the light of their lives. But in reality, the Bronx raised a village. The Bronx were the cornerstones of this community, devoting countless hours of service to so many civic organizations, and never once asking for anything in return. I had the privilege, as did so many, of having the Bronx as coaches for the very popular and successful Rockingham swim team. They taught us so many life lessons, and they were such positive role models. And during the winter, we operated our local ski tour. Jack taught many of us how to ski, while Thelma was selling tickets and keeping us all warm and well fed in the morning. I'm sure you all remember. Swim team and the ski tow were only two of the Bronx's numerous contributions to our community. They were also involved in Boys and Girl Scouts. They ran the Friday night record hops, the Red Cross. They were founders of the Adult Swim at our local recreation center, which still goes on today. And they were the founders and the organizers of the first Rockingham Old Homes Day. So next year in August, when you're looking at the beautiful, beautiful fireworks, you think of Jack and Thelma Bronx. They were also very, very involved in their church, serving as deacon and deaconess. They were Sunday school teachers, organist, choral director, and youth fellowship. In appreciation of their many years of service, the Bronx were awarded the following: the Distinguished Service Award from the Vermont Governor's Committee on Children and Youth. They were named the Greater Falls Chamber of Commerce Citizens of the Year. They were the Bells Falls Rotary Distinguished Citizens Award, and they were also honored by the Bells Falls Alumni Association as Grand Marshals during the Alumni Parade. As you can tell by all these acts of service, their accomplishments and awards, the Bronx totally meet the criteria for the induction into the Terrier Hall of Fame. My favorite Jack Bronx story is while we were playing golf. Jack, the total optimist. Well, you know, Jane, a par is a par. It doesn't matter if you're on in two putt, if you're on in three in one putt. A par is a par. And how can we not be reminded of Thelma, the journalist? Her column kept everyone informed. Who got married? Who had a baby? Who went on vacation and where? Who went to college or who retired? Her column was the highlight of the Brattleboro Reformer. We always look forward to seeing our name in one of her articles, and we proudly place them in our scrapbook. Her nickname should have been Scoop. Thelma covered it all. Congratulations, Jack and Thelma Bronx, and I want to thank you for raising a village. Thank you very much.
Wow, it's so wonderful to see all of you here tonight. Jane, thank you so much for nominating my parents and for such a wonderful tribute to them. For many of us, it was a walk down memory lane. Thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee Class of 2022 for honoring my parents in this very special way. Imagine how thrilled they would be standing here tonight. I believe they are here in spirit. Thank you to my daughter Stephanie, who my parents referred to as Mickey, and who spent many summer vacations in Bellows Falls when she was growing up. Her husband Paul, and her daughter Cora, for being excited to make the trip from Las Vegas with me to be here this weekend. Regrettably, due to ongoing health issues, my husband was unable to come. Looking around the room, I see many familiar faces. I would love to be able to acknowledge each of you individually. Let's see, do I have an hour? Guess not. Since that's not possible, I would ask those that were touched in some way by my parents' many years of community service to please stand up. My mom and dad are truly amazing. See, I get to say this. They were meant to be a couple. They were kindred spirits. It came naturally to them to serve others. It was who they were. What one didn't think of, the other one did. When they could, they did activities together. Swim team, ski go, church. They were also involved in the many individual activities that Jane mentioned. They worked hard for the community, but they never thought of it that way. It was a way of life for them. Tonight, I want to congratulate the other inductees and acknowledge the Hall of Fame inductees from the past for carrying on the Terrier tradition. Many of the names brought back memories. All have heard the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. Bellows Falls and the greater Terrier community understand that. I am proud and feel blessed to have grown up in a community that cares about one another. My parents cared deeply, as did and do many others. Mom and Dad, this honor is for you. And see you all at the football game tomorrow. Go Terrier!
Is this better? Not really.
Talk loud.
I can? That's only when I'm recording fouls and basketball.
Try that.
Hello, hello. All right, get thumbs up, all right. Sean, you're the man that fixed it. I want to congratulate the Rock family. I do remember them. I was at that playground every day, so I remember every Adult Swim. Then I worked at the playground and remember them every Adult Swim. And they're the nicest, sweetest people. And the funnest thing about being on a committee, you get to learn about these people that you know and the things that they do. So again, congratulations, and we'll see you at the game tomorrow. All right, so with our second inductee of the night, I would like to call upon Chris McDonald to the podium.
I swear the speech isn't as long as it looks, and I had to make the font a lot bigger so I could actually read it. Thank you to everyone for coming tonight, the Lockerbie family and friends tonight. I really appreciate the support and love tonight. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chris McDonald. I graduated from Bell's Falls in 1991 with Bill. I currently live in Maryland with my 3 boys and my wife. Tonight I'd like to take a little time to talk about Bill, his time as a Terrier, his time as a coach, and mix in some stories, a lot of stories along the way. The first story, Kathy and Roger Lockerbie passed along to me. From the time Bill was born on April 24th, 1973, a national holiday at the Lockerbie household, he wore a baseball hat every day. The whole time he was in play school at Westminster West Grammar School, he never took it off. It was his look. Before he was old enough to play Little League, he would run after the foul balls and home runs, balls hit by his older cousin who would over the fence and down the hill. He had quite the collection. Never missing any opportunity to collect. When he was old enough to play himself, I remember him waiting for the call for trials to happen. He was so anxious, and when the call finally came from Tom French to the Moose, he jumped for joy. He made it. Now he practiced every day. He would throw his tennis ball against the house and catch it with mitts 1,000 times. Each time creating a loud thunk inside the house that rattled the pictures on the wall and made his mother yell, "Billy, stop throwing that ball against the house." But like most kids, he was deaf to his mother's request. Roger would take him out to the hayfield and pitch balls to him for batting practice. His sister Beth would run after the hit balls, bringing them back to Roger to pitch some more with the hopes of getting her ups. She was dedicated but rarely got a turn to hit. Sports were everything at the Lockerbie house. I always knew what season it was by the ball in Billy's hand. Baseball, it was spring and summer. Football, it was fall. And basketball, it was winter. Every Christmas, he would ask for a complete set of baseball cards, a hobby he learned from his older cousin Craig, but he would never open the box. A practice that his mother and father had a hard time accepting. Bill played sports, thought about sports, talked about sports, and loved sports. His enthusiasm was infectious with his family. Today we still feel as passionate as Bill watching his son and brother-in-law coach the Packers. There's nothing like watching his nephews and the other kids having fun and enjoying the game on Sunday mornings. Bill has brought so many wonderful memories of the days when he played and coached sports to his family and friends. We are very proud of his accomplishments and the impact that he had on our community. Thank you so much for the wonderful honor to have him inducted in the Terrier Hall of Fame. We know that Bill will be jumping for joy. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Billy's fan. After Little League and Pee Wee football, Bill started his career as a Terrier in 1987, where he played 4 years of football and basketball and baseball. While playing football, Bill made varsity as a junior and senior, eclipsed 1,000 yards rushing, helped lead the team to the playoffs, served as team captain, and was voted to the Vermont Shrine team during his senior season. During basketball season, Bill also made varsity as a junior and senior, helped lead the team to the playoffs twice, and also served as a captain his final year. Baseball ultimately became Bill's passion, where he made varsity his final 2 years, helping lead the team to the playoffs while also throwing a no-hitter while he was at it. Upon graduating from Bells Falls, Bill enrolled at the American International College in Springfield, Mass., where he continued his love of baseball by playing second base for the Yellow Jackets for all 4 years he was in school. Bill was extremely passionate and intense when it came to playing sports, and I myself experienced this intensity on a couple of occasions, one of which took place when we worked together over the summers at the rec department. It must have been late May during the summer of '94 or '95 when we were working upstairs, getting the rec ready to open for the summer, which included ping pong battles, naps in the store's lockers, and wiffle ball. We had created a wiffle ball field in the long hallway upstairs and had daily battles. This one day, our game came down to the last inning. I was winning by a run with 2 outs, and Bill had his bases loaded. I threw the pitch, he hit a screaming line drive off the side of my face, and he grew up. He then proceeded to jump up and down like he had won the World Series, and all I could do is laugh. But it gets better. Suddenly we both heard footsteps coming up the stairs, and we saw the town manager coming in to check on us. Bill immediately launched a wiffle ball bat in my direction, pulled a screwdriver out of his pocket, and pretended like he was pulling staples out of it. While I was stuck there with an imprint of a wiffle ball on my face, looking up and down. The other time took place way back during freshman football, when Bill hit me so hard during a tackling drill, I got up and very slowly made my way back to the line and made sure someone else got in front of me so I didn't have to get my bell rung again. I asked him a few years ago if he remembered it. He laughed and said, "Hell yeah, I laid your ass out." Bill's coaching career began in 2006 as an assistant for the Bells Falls Legion team, and his coaching career took off from there. Jess Lockerbie provided me the following stories, which I'd like to share. One of my favorite stories about Bill and coaching was the first day that our daughter Delaney was born. It was July 9th, 2006, his first season helping with Legion baseball. Delaney was born around 8:30 in the morning, and around 3, Bill was doing his "I want to ask something, but I'm not sure how to ask," and paced back and forth around the room. I finally said, "Out with it, what do you want to say?" He wrung his hands a bit and said, "Well, there's a Legion home game at 5:30, and I went. I know many wives would be upset with their husbands for even asking, but I knew his love and excitement for that team. They won the state title that year. And if you know the Lockerbie family, I was certainly not going to be left alone to care for Delaney, so I told him to go, and he was so relieved." Another story from Jess. Throughout the years, we have traveled thousands of miles and had so much fun watching Bill coach Legion ball, and eventually got to watch him coach Grady in Legion ball. Pee Wee football was a whole other animal. I never knew grown men could be so serious about coaching 4th to 6th grade football. I certainly learned differently. Sundays in the early fall became like a holiday, with all the excitement, even after Grady was done playing at that level and moved on to the Purple Dogs, which Bill also coached. I have more Packers gear and championship shirts, 6, Bill would want to remind everyone of that I can shake a stick at. Bill loved coaching with Donnie and Jeff. It was one of his favorite things. I want to thank you for this honor for Bill, though I so wish he were here, albeit Brett accepting this. We know he was watching and listening to make sure we got all our facts right about him. I hope I made him proud. I think he did, Jess. Grady shared the following story. I have a lot of memories of Dad when it comes to sports, some good, some bad, and all with a lack of patience and a lot of yelling and swearing, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. My favorite memory I have with my dad is when we won the Pee Wee championship my 6th grade year. It was the first big thing I had ever won in my sporting career, and the joyous feeling of that really overcame both of us. It's something I'll never forget, and when I think of him, I'll always think of how tough and how hard he was on the outside. But underneath all the F-bombs was just a kid reliving his childhood through his son, and as his son, I'm glad I got to be that for him. Thank you, Grady. Jeff Potter shared the following story with me. I coached Pee Wee football with Bill for 9 years. In our last year coaching together, we were co-head coaches, and so after each practice, we both spoke to the team. I would go to the team and give them what I thought were my best words of wisdom. Then I would call up Coach Lockerbie, and every single time he was more inspiring, more encouraging, and had better words of wisdom. I'd always think, "Oh yeah, I didn't see that," or "I should have noticed that." We always said that we could coach anything together, even if we knew nothing about the sport. Give us a badminton team and we'll coach winners. Personally, Bill has been my closest friend for well over 30 years. I love him like a brother. We had so many great times, and I have so many stories to tell that we could be here all night. One of my favorite days was when my wife and I got to go watch Bill fulfill a lifelong dream of taking batting practice at Fenway Park back in 2015. It was something he had dreamed about for years, and the smile on his face that day was incredible. A big thank you to his cousin Craig Mello for making that happen, a day we'll always remember. This is our weekly text conversation during Patriots games with Mike Burton, where the three of us would discuss our frustrations with the team and which player Bill hated that week. Usually it was Devin McCourty. But I'll especially miss the 3 or 4 times a year where we'd get together and laugh at stupid TV commercials and relive old stories that had probably been told dozens of times, but we laughed every single time anyway. I love you like a brother. I'm so proud of her. And I couldn't think of a better way to honor you than this Terrier Hall of Fame induction. Thank you.
Yes, and I want to say thank you to everybody. And Bill's family would like to, all of you to know that we are extremely honored to accept his induction into the Terrier Hall of Fame. We'd like to thank Chris for nominating him and thank the committee for his acceptance into the Terrier Hall of Fame. Bill was from several generations of Ellen Falls athletes. purple and white running through their veins. Where Terrier pride was present, where on the field of conflict, we would fight for the right to be loyal ever to the purple. Thank you so much for this truly wonderful honor. Thank you.
So my Billy story is I've done many games with him on the sideline. And this year's a little different. I don't hear the, Ilzy! Ilzy! Go, Billy, stop yelling at me. 3 plays later, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to yell at you, but you were. And he goes back. Bill really had a passion for the kids that he coached, and it was evident in the speech, but it's evident as an official. He was passionate. It was every play, and it was not for his own glory. It was for those kids on the field. So much that he was coaching many without the football and Brady got done. He still was coaching. So, and I also remember my freshman year. I was the stat boy for the high school varsity football team. Billy was the star, and when you're a freshman, you look up to those good. So, again, congratulations to Billy and his family. With our final inductee of the night, I'd like to introduce somebody who cleans up really well because they just got, what was it, 3-0?
What?
3-0 win?
Yeah.
3-0 over for her birthday, field hockey, Ella Clark.
Good evening. My name is Ella Clark, and I'm honored to be giving this speech for Sue Stack. Those who don't know, Sue, commonly known as Dewey is what I call her, is my grandmother. According to the Terrier Hall of Fame, people are recognized for demonstrating outstanding contributions to the proud Terrier tradition. My Gram represents all that it is to be a true Terrier. Sue is a 1973 graduate of BFUHS, where she participated in cheerleading and chorus, was a member of the student council, and held various class officer positions over her 4 years. She was a longtime employee of the superintendent's office, working as an administrative assistant, finally retiring in 2020. When Sue retired in June 2020, she had over 35 years of service in the district during this time. She had a penchant for taking care of and recognizing the hard work and dedication of the school district bus drivers every year. She would host an appreciation breakfast and put out "Thank you bus drivers" signs and banners. Separate from her school and employment, she has volunteered countless hours over several decades to the BFHS Alumni Association. She has organized dances, been a member at large, and always has a fantastic flow, or at the very least, participates in alumni parades. She is well known for being just a go-to person for anything alumni related that needs to be done. You can always count on her to lend a helping hand, and she does it with a genuine smile on her face. Most recently, for the past several years, she has brought laughs, cheer, and kindness to a great number of people, near and far, whether in person or on social media. Being one half of the infamous Elves has entertained all of us. The small acts of kindness and silliness she helps provide are an invaluable part of our community that so many people have come to accept and admire. As her granddaughter, I have felt the warmth of her loving, caring, kind soul all my life. She's the person I can go to for anything, even if it's just a load of laundry I need. She finds happiness in helping everyone with anything. She's the face I always see after my field hockey games with the upbeat, high-pitched, "Good game, Miss Ella," every time, but I'll never get sick of it. She's always been supportive and spirited to not just Jackson, my brother, Wiley and Ozzy, her grandsons, and I, but the entire Bells Falls community. And let me tell you, I don't think I've met a woman who owns more purple. And I bet you're probably crying, so I'll wrap it up. To say that I'm proud of her is an understatement. It is my great honor to congratulate Susan Stack on her induction to the Class of 2022 Terrier Hall of Fame.
job, Belle Belle.
You gotta have your picture with the flag. Come right over here.
Pretty hard to follow that one. I would like to start by thanking Pat Torrey for my nomination into the Terrier Hall of Fame. This is truly an honor. I would have to say that being a part of the Terrier community has been with me as far back as when I was in school at BFUHS. And it especially began when we won the state championship football game back in 1971. My late husband, Paul Pickles Stack, was on that team. That is the first time that I can remember everyone that could and wanted to came out to congratulate the 1971 football team, cheerleaders, and coaching staff at the fire station. The town was alive with well-wishers. So amazing this wonderful tradition continues today after more than 50 years. Working as the superintendent's administrative assistant for more than 25 years gave me insight to all the aspects of our schools and community, from administrators to the staff and our students and parents. And I truly did enjoy it all. At the old super's office, it was the AEP students that had a piece of my heart. And when we moved to the church, it was the preschoolers that made my days complete. Every single student is different and just as important in their own way. My home, and especially my yard, is the perfect location for celebrating anything Terrier related. The balloons, metallic fringe, lights, and banners, and anything purple and white decorates my yard, along with a tree in my sunroom. When I bought my house and saw the bathroom already painted purple, I just knew. One of my favorite times is cheering on the bus as it drives by my yard and hearing all the players singing the school song. Don't ever stop that. I get chills when I think about the next time and the next. I cannot forget the BFUHS class of '73, my class, and all the alumni weekends in preparation. As a class, we have been participating in just about every alumni parade and any event alumni related. When my husband was alive, his expertise helped to build many winning floats, and our class continues to do just that. I'm pretty sure many of us have papier-mâché clothing and shoes that are just waiting for the next float to be built. So to my family, my biggest supporters, thank you to my girls, Misty and Mariah, and my son-in-laws, Casey and Eric, and my grandchildren, Wiley, Ozzie, and Carrie too, who have already graduated, and Ella and Jackson, who currently are students at BFUHS and are on the field hockey, football, and basketball teams too. Thanks also go to my mom for supporting the Terriers and me, even though she graduated across the river from Vilas. It always will be about family, and after all, that is what the Terrier community is. So to the committee and everyone involved who worked to make the Terrier Hall of Fame what it is today, thank you. Again, this is truly an honor.
I would echo, I've gone as a parent, as a salesperson, I would ask you when Sue was there, and no matter what, there was always a smile on her face. What can I do for you? And I go to a lot of school districts, and it's not always that. I was going to ask the audience to raise your hand if you, at any point during the year, have a purple and white tree up in your house. We got 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Not many. But if you follow on Facebook, you know that it's not just the Terrier one. She's got many different.
Yeah, I do.
And I've worked with Sue for probably over 20 years in the Alumni Association. I don't think, maybe she does in other things, but she doesn't know the word no or use the word no whenever asked to do anything. Even so, this is her 50th reunion coming up.
Yes.
She usually runs this dance that's here. Sue, do you want a year off? Nope.
No.
This is Sue. Do you want it? Nope. I'm going to run it. I'll be fine. So she's somebody that you can just count on year in and year out. So thank you very much, Sue. So what I would like to do is have one more huge round of applause. In closing, I get to be the person up in front of all who is speaking, whether it's because I'm the chairperson or nobody else wants to. But I get that honor. But it's not just me. I may have, in '94, come up with this idea, but there's been so many people that have helped out. So I'd like to just go through a list of names again, because I think it's important for this night to happen. What this group of community members and businesses that made this all possible. So I'm going to have you hold your applause to the end, but really the key people in making tonight happen is Jane Barber, Donna Hardy, Dennis Hardy, Kim Wilkinson, Val Forrest, Carol Guile, Richard DeMuzio, Joan Harlow, Joanne White, Sue Illingworth, Linda James, Jean Illingworth, Madison Illingworth, Gloria Vancourt, Mary Jo Clark, Christy Dandro. Some of the businesses that are key for us to put on tonight is the Post 37. I have it here. Fact TV, so that it'll be on the TV so people can see this. The Dairy Joy, PK's, the Polish American Club, Carlos Farm Stand, Pete's Stand, the Elks Club, Leaside, and Greater Falls Insurance. So I'd like a round of applause. Getting a group together to go through, and we did this about 4 or 5 years ago, to rewrite the bylaws, to go by the bylaws, to meet, to come up with a way to get nominations, to get them accepted and all that. It takes more than just one person. Again, I'm just the person that's standing up in front of you. So I want to thank our organizational committee, my vice chair, Jamie Danzero. Secretary, Kim Wilkinson. Treasurer, Sue Illingworth. Decorator, Jean Illingworth. My food people, Jane Barber and Denny Hardy. The 2 others that could not be here tonight, Kelly Green and Joan Harlow. Those are the organizational committee that So then what goes on is it goes to a selection committee. All of our nominations and all that, we go to a selection committee. At that point, we bring in more people. It's not just, it's the organizational committee and then some more. I started in '94 as a student council. It was started by the students, so it's very important that at some level we have students involved every year. And last year in the voting committee, we had 2 exceptional students. So one is Stephanie Ager, who could not be here. I think she's probably down in Connecticut running. And then my daughter Kaylee Illingworth, who were both students of the class of 2022, volunteered their time to take the process in the selection committee. So thank you, guys. We also pulled in some community members. And those people who helped us this year was Richard Denuzio, Linda James, Virginia Corson, and Heather Warres. So even though our ceremony is over, we will honor our inductees one more time. It'll be tomorrow at the homecoming game, Bells Falls versus Spalding. I understand most of you are going to be introduced as a family. So with about 4 minutes left to go in the first half, I'd like you guys to meet me in the right inside on the track, around the 50-yard line. I'll be standing there, and then we'll introduce everybody there. If you're not coming on the field, we ask you that, hey, come to the game. I promise you, you'll see a good football team. Right, Bob? I've officiated a few varsity games that you'll see a football team.
Get back to what you're doing.
So, just in final, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to again congratulate the class of 2022. And if anybody wants to pitch in and help out in the future, come see me, email me, call me, text me, whatever, smoke signal, whatever. But I want to thank everybody, and it was a wonderful night. Thank you.
Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.